What's up, friends? I am doing something that always makes me feel really grateful for my dad, who helped me come up with the perfect bumper for my truck. Having a receiver on the front allows you to position your chipper really well, really easy. Boy, that's not a lot of clearance. Anyway, trees in the backyard, and we're gonna drive through the garage and into the backyard. Let me read this quick message that I got from a young climber friend of mine up in Alaska. It says, "Hey buddy, how's it going? Today was a rough one for me. I nutted up a 100-foot tall skinny drive." I'm not sure why it says drive. Maybe I don't understand the terminology. I assume it's a tree though. 100-foot tall skinny drive today right next to a 115 kV transmission line. The boss wanted me to just flop the top parallel with the line, but the lean was going over the line. When I told him I wasn't comfortable, walked away shaking his head. So I tied in and came down. Am I wrong for this? I want your opinion on this. What can I do to not make this happen again? Okay, so basically this is a newer climber. He's on his way, but he's not experienced everything, and he wants to do well. You can tell he's really interested in improving, and he's asking, is it okay for him to not do something he's not comfortable with? And the short answer is yeah, of course. There's a famous movie, Paul Newman movie, Man's Got to Know His Limitations. Well, even if you're capable of doing something physically, or the structure of the tree or whatever is good enough, if you're not confident, if you're not sure, then it kind of messes with your head and doesn't really put your whole head in the game, you know?
Well,
so
close is fine.
You got to push your comfort zone.
Just don't let me ruin anything.
But you don't want to push it so far that you have some kind of accident. As far as the guy being disappointed with you, I know what that's like. I've asked people to do things that I knew they could do that they didn't want to do, and it's disappointing, but come on. You got to give this kid here credit for coming down. I know maybe that's not the popular answer or whatever, but yes, if you're not reasonably sure, then don't do it. Do it in a more controlled environment, and never let what somebody else thinks be a reason to put yourself in harm's way next to high voltage or decayed trees or anything like this. You got time to grow. I guess, that's the end of it for me. I wouldn't worry too much about what people think. Just find the balance. A real good teacher will support you without belittling you. He will push you. He will want you to push your comfort zone. But he will also care about your safety and the optimum learning scenarios for you without a whole lot of stress. To me, a milestone for you right now is coming down out of the tree with the pressure of somebody there being so disappointed about it. That is a milestone. That is like celebrate a milestone of manhood. To not put yourself in danger over what somebody else thinks. Even if maybe you could have done it. Maybe you could have settled down and followed directions or something. But it doesn't sound like he got you to that zen place where you could, pipe down and make a deliberate cut. So just stay with it. Tree life is a great life. It's something to be proud of. It's definitely not the normal livelihood. It's super cool, but it is not the summary of our reason for existence. I know we kind of talk about it like it is sometimes, like sap runs in our veins or something. But the truth is, going home to family, loved ones, and whatnot, that is really what it's all about. And so if you're doing that, then congratulations, you've arrived. Still, you definitely want to probably ask yourself if he was right. It's cool that you have a chance to like reflect on it, because if you didn't take the time to reflect on it and you just died or something, that would suck. But because you can reflect on it now, you want to maybe ask yourself if he was right, if perhaps there was something to what he was suggesting you do. If maybe you could have quieted the committee in your head down enough to do what he was suggesting. And that's about it. You want to be objective with input from others and not lose your ability to say no.